Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Hello students. In this video, we are going to start a new chapter, and that is comparing quantities. So in our day-to-day life, there comes many occasions when we compare different quantities. So let's start this chapter with an example. Let's say Hina and Amir. These are two students of your school, and height of Amir is 75 centimeters and height of Hina is 150 centimeters. And now suppose we are comparing their heights. So what we can say? We can say that Amir's height is half of Hina's height. As we can see, Hina's height is 150 centimeters and Amir's height is 75 centimeters. So we can write Amir's height is half of Hina's height. What else we can say? We can say that Hina's height is 2 times of Amir's height, or Hina is 2 times taller than Amir. We can write like this also. Hina is 2 times taller than Amir. So this is how we compared their heights. Now let's discuss one more example. So the question here is, or the example here is, 20 marbles are divided between Rita and Amit such that Rita has 12 marbles and Amit has 8 marbles. So now we are comparing number of marbles. Amit is having 2, number of marbles Rita is having. So we can find the ratio like this: Rita's marbles upon Amit's marbles. It will be like this: 12 upon 8, because Rita is having 12 marbles and Amit is having 8 marbles. Now if we will simplify this, we will get 3 upon 2. So it means we can say that Rita has 3 upon 2 times number of marbles that of Amit's marbles. And suppose if we find ratio like this: Amit's marbles upon Rita's marbles. So this will be like this: 8 upon 12, and now when we will simplify this, we will get 2 upon 3. So now from here we can say Amit has 2 upon 3 times marbles of Rita's marbles, or we can say Amit has 2 upon 3 part of Rita's marbles. As Rita is having 12 marbles and Amit is having 2 upon 3 of it, that is 2 upon 3 of 12 is 8. So it means Amit is having 8 marbles, which is 2 upon 3 part of Rita's marbles. So this is how we can compare two quantities using ratio. Now let's see one more example. Here what we are doing, we are comparing speed of cheetah to speed of man. So as we can see here, speed of cheetah is 126 km per hour and speed of man is 20 km per hour. So if we find the ratio like this: speed of cheetah to speed of man, it will be like this: 120 divided by 20. Now by simplifying this, we will get 6. So it means we can say cheetah is 6 times faster than man. And if we find the ratio like this, speed of man to speed of ratio. Speed of cheetah. This will be 20:120. Now by simplifying we will get 1/6. So here we can say that speed of man is 1/6 of speed of cheetah. We can write like this: speed of man is 1/6 of speed of cheetah. Now if we write the ratio for the first case where speed of cheetah to speed of man, it will be like this: 6:1. This is the ratio of speed of cheetah to speed of man. Now if we write the ratio of speed of man to speed of cheetah, it will be like this: 1:6. So here we have seen that we can compare two quantities by finding their ratio, as we did here. So ratio basically helps us in comparing two quantities. Now let's consider this example. The question here is, find the ratio of 3 kilometers to 300 meters. So what we have to do first we have to convert 3 kilometers to meters. As we know, 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. So 3 kilometers will be equal to 3000 meters, that is 1000 into 3. So now we are having 3 kilometers is equal to 3000 meters. Now what ratio we have to find? We have to find the ratio of 3 kilometers to 3000. We have to find the ratio of 3 kilometers to 300 meters. So this will be equal to, as we know, 3 kilometers is 3000 meters. So this will be 3000 is to 300. So now when we will simplify this, what we can do, first we can write this in a fraction form. Just for simplifying, we can write it here. It is 3000 upon 300. Now let's simplify. We can cancel zeros with zeros. Now here 3 ones are 3, 3 tens are 30. So it means the ratio we are getting is 10:1. So it means final ratio or the required ratio is 10:1. Now let's discuss about equivalent ratios. What are equivalent ratios? Do you remember what are equivalent fractions? So let's discuss equivalent fractions first. So we are going to discuss now equivalent fractions. In the previous class, you have studied about like fractions and unlike fractions. When do we call two fractions as like fractions? When they have same denominator. So it means we can write it here, like fractions having same denominator. Otherwise, fractions are known as unlike fractions. Now, for example, we can have 1/2, 3/2, 4/2, 5/2. All these are like fractions as their denominators are same. So, what we actually do for finding equivalent fractions or for checking whether the fractions are equivalent fractions or not, what we do, we just write them into a like fractions and then we compare whether they are equal or not. If they are equal, then it means they are equivalent fractions. If they are not, it means they are not equivalent fractions. So let's take an example here. Let's have an example as 1/2 and the second fraction as 3/6. Now what do you think? Are they like fractions? No, they are not like fractions. First we have to make them like fractions. For that, what we can do, we can write 1 upon 2 as, we can just simply 1 upon 2 into 3 upon 3. This gives us 3 upon 6. Now see here, 1 upon 2 can be written as 3 upon 6 and the second fraction we are having is 3 upon 6 only. So now here denominators are same, so it means the fractions are like fractions and they are equal as well when written in the like fraction form. So it means these two fractions are equivalent fractions, that is 1 upon 2 and 3 upon 6 are equivalent fractions. Now let's consider two more examples or two more fractions, and they are 3 upon 4 and let's say we are having 2 upon 5. Now what do you think? Are they equivalent fractions? We have to check. For that, what we have to do? First we have to convert them into like fractions. So here we are having 3 upon 4 and 2 upon 5. If we take LCM of their denominators, it will be 20. So LCM of 4 and 5 is 20. So now what we are going to do? We are going to write both the fractions in such a way that their denominator is 20. So here we are having 3 upon 4. To make denominator 20, what we will do? We will multiply this 4 with 5. So we are going to multiply the complete fraction with 5 upon 5. So now from here we will get 3 into 5, this gives us 15 upon 4 into 5, which is 20. So it means 3 upon 4 can be written as 15 upon 20. Now the second fraction here is 2 upon 5. So here also we need denominator as 20. So let's multiply this with 4 upon 4 because 5 into 4 will give us 20. Now this is equal to 8 upon 20. Now what do you think about 15 upon 20 and 8 upon 20? Are they equal? No, they are not equal. It means we can say that 3 upon 4 and 2 upon 5 are not equivalent fractions. So therefore the ratios like this, 3:4 and 2:5. These ratios are not equivalent ratios. So now basically the idea here is, suppose two ratios are given to us and we have to check whether they are equivalent or not. So what we are going to do? We are going to write them as fractions first and then we know how to check whether two fractions are equivalent or not. So this is what we are going to do here now for checking whether the ratios are equivalent or not. Now let's consider this example. The question here is, are the ratios 1:2 and 2:3 equivalent? Now how to check whether these ratios are equivalent or not? So what we are going to do? First we are going to write these ratios as fractions first. So as we know, 1:2 can be written as 1 upon 2 and 2:3 can be written as 2 upon 3. Now we have to check whether the fractions 1 upon 2 and 2 upon 3 are equivalent or not. For that, what we have to do? First we have to make them like fractions, as they are not like fractions here. The denominator of first fraction is 2 and the denominator of the second fraction is 3. Now what about LCM of 2 and 3? LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. So now we are going to make their denominator 6. So for that we have to multiply 1 upon 2 with 3 upon 3. So now this gives us 3 upon 6 and we have to multiply 2 upon 3 with 2 upon 2. Now this gives us 4 upon 6. Now we can compare these two fractions, 3 upon 6 and 4 upon 6. Are they equal? No, they are not equal. So it means we can write it here, 3 upon 6 is not equal to 4 upon 6. Now this implies that the ratios 1:2 and 2:3 are not equivalent. So this is how we can check whether the two ratios are equivalent or not. Now here is one more example. The question is, following is the performance of a cricket team in the matches it played. So this table is showing the performance of a cricket team. So in last year they won 8 matches and lost 2 matches, and this year they won 4 matches and lost 2 matches. Now what we have to tell, in which year was the record better and how can you say so? So now how to find in which year the record was better? If we see in the number of wins, last year they won 8 matches and this year they won only 4 matches. So can we say that the last year their performance was better? Now if we see the number of matches lost, last year they lost 2 matches and this year they lost 2 matches. So it means, can we say that their performance is same for both the years? No, we can't compare like this. But now how to compare? So for comparing, let's find ratio of number of matches win to number of matches lost. So for last year, ratio of wins to losses, this will be equal to 8:2, and when simplified this will become 4:1. And this year what is the ratio? Ratio of wins to ratio of losses, and this will be equal to 4:2. As they won 8 matches, as they won 4 matches this year and lost 2 matches, so it is 4:2. When simplified this will become 2:1. Now what do you think among this ratio, 4/1 and 2/1? Which one is the greater one? As we can see, 4/1 is greater than 2/1. So it means performance in the last year was better. Hence, by comparing these two ratios, we can say that team performed better last year, or the team's record was better last year. We can write it like this. So this is how we can compare the performance of a cricket team in the last year to the current year. So basically the thing is, for comparing two quantities, we compare them by ratios. Now we are going to discuss how to keep things in proportion and get the required solution from there. Now let's consider this example. This is a drawing made by one of your classmates of the house where he lives and his mother's painting as well. So what do you think? Is it fine or there is something wrong in this drawing? So whenever such drawings are made, if we keep the ratio of actual height equal to the ratio of drawing, then it seems good. But see here, what ratio should be equal? Ratio of actual height of house to actual height of mother. This should be equal to height of house in drawing to height of mother in drawing. Now if this ratio is maintained, then only the paintings or drawings looks good. So here, as we can see, this ratio is not maintained. Mother's height is too much as compared to the height of house. Now let's see this example. This will give us more clear idea of how to keep things in proportion and get the required solution from there. So the question here is, a map is given with a scale of 2 centimeters equal to 1000 kilometers. What is the actual distance between two places in kilometers if the distance in the map is 2.5 centimeters? Now how we can do this? So first let's do that. So first let's assume that the distance is x kilometers. So let distance is equal to x kilometers. Now which ratios we have to keep equal? We can keep ratio of 1000 is to x equal to 2 is to 2.5. Now from this equation, we can get the value of x. Let's see how we can get the value of x. So this is 1000 upon x is equal to 2 upon 2.5. Now how to get value of x from here? So what we can do here, now we can multiply both the sides of equation with the same number. We can multiply both the sides with x into 2.5. So let's do it. So what we are having now, 1000 upon x into 2.5 is equal to 2 upon 2.5 is equal multiplied with x multiplied with 2.5. Now from here we can cancel this x with this one, and 2.5 is also cancelled from here. Now what we are having, 1000 into 2.5. Now this will be equal to 2500, and this is equal to 2 into x, which is 2x. Now from this equation we can get x is equal to 2500 upon 2, which is equal to 1250. So it means actual distance is 1250 kilometers. This is the value of x. So this is how we can keep the things in proportion and get the required solution. Do we have any other method for solving this question? Yes, we do have one more method for solving this question. And that is unitary method, which we have learned in our previous classes. So now let's discuss that method. So here we are having 2 centimeters is equal to 1000 kilometers. So this means 1 centimeter is equal to 1000 upon 2 kilometers. Now by simplifying we will get 1 centimeter is equal to 500 kilometers. So now from here 2.5 centimeters will be equal to 500 into 2.5 kilometers. So now by simplifying this we will get 2.5 centimeters is equal to 1250 kilometers. So this will be the distance between those two places in kilometers if they are 2.5 kilometers apart in the map. This method is known as unitary method. So what we did here, it was given that 2 centimeters is equal to 1000 kilometers. From there we have calculated it. For 1 centimeter. That is, we have calculated for unit value, and 1 centimeter was equal to 500 kilometers. From there we can say that 2.5 centimeters will be equal to 500 into 2.5 kilometers, and that gives us 1250 kilometers. Now here is one more example. The question is 6 bowls cost rupees 90. What would be the cost of 10 such bowls? So 6 bowls are costing 90 rupees. So we can write it like this. 6 bowls is equal to 90 rupees. So 1 bowl will be equal to 90 upon 6 rupees. That is, cost of 1 bowl will be 90 upon 6 rupees. Now what would be the cost of 10 such bowls? So cost of 10 bowls will be equal to 90 upon 6 into 10 rupees. Now we can simplify this. We will get 6 ones are 6. 6 into 15 gives us 90. So therefore, cost of 10 such bowls will be 15 into 10, that is 150 rupees. Can we have any other method also? See, this was the unitary method. Now let's try to find the answer by equating the proportion. So here we can assume, let the cost of 10 such bowls is x rupees. So let's write it here. Let the cost of 10 such bowls be x rupees. So now which ratio should be equal to which ratio? Either we can take the ratio as 6 is to 90 should be equal to 10 is to x. So let's do that. So let's write it. 6 is to 90 should be equal to 10 is to x. Here the ratio is number of bowls is to cost. So here this should also be number of bowls to cost, which is 10 is to x. Now from here we can get 6 upon 90 is equal to 10 upon x. Now what we will do? We will multiply both the sides with 90x. So by doing that we will get rid of these denominators. So this will give 6 upon 90 into 90x is equal to 10 upon x into 90x. Now from here we can cancel this 90 with this 90, and this x is also cancelled with this x. Now what we are left with? We are left with 6x is equal to 10 into 90, that is 900. Now from here we can get x is equal to 900 divided by 6. So what we did here, we simply transposed this 6 here on the right side of the equation, and we know 900 divided by 6 will give us 150. So the value of x we are getting is 150 rupees. Hence we can say that cost of 10 such bowls is 150 rupees. Now here is one more example. The question is, the car that I own can go 150 kilometers with 50 liters of petrol. How far can it go with 30 liters of petrol? So what we can do, first we can find that how many kilometers it can go with 1 liter of petrol, and then we can find it for 30 liters. This method will be unitary method. So let's try this first. So what we are having, 25 liters is equal to 150 kilometers. That is, in 25 liters it can go 150 kilometers. Then it means in 1 liter it can go 150 divided by 25 kilometers, and that will be 6 kilometers. So it means in 1 liter it can go 6 kilometers. Now what can you say about 30 liters? So in 30 liters it can go 30 into 6 kilometers, and this will be equal to 180 kilometers. So it means we are having in 30 liters it can go 180 kilometers. Now again, can we find this with ratio? Yes, we can do that. Now let's try to find the same question using ratio. So here what we have to find how far can this car go with 30 kilometers. So let it can go x kilometers. This is the assumption we have to make first. Now we need ratios which can be kept equal. So it can be like this: 150 kilometers is to 25 is equal to x is to 30 liters. Or what we can do, what else we can do? We can do like this: 150 is to x is equal to 25 is to 30. These are the kilometers. It can go in 25 liters, that is 150, and in 30 liters it can go x kilometers. So this ratio is equal to 25 is to 30. Now this can be written as 150 upon x is equal to 25 upon 30. So 150 upon x is equal to 25 upon 30. Now how to get the value of x from here? What we need to do? First, let's multiply both the sides of equation with 30x. By doing that, we can get rid of denominators. So this will be 150 upon x into 30x is equal to 25 upon 30 is multiplied with 30x. Now from here this x and x got cancelled. 30 and 30 are also cancelled here. Now what is 150 into 30? It will be 4500 is equal to 25 into x, that is 25x. Now from here we will get x is equal to 4500 divided by 25. So now what we will get from here? Let's simplify it. 5 5s are 25 and 5 9s are 45, and then we are having 2 zeros here. Now again we can cancel it. It will be 5 1s are 5 and 5 18s are 90. So it will be 18, and then we are having one more 0. So the final answer for x we are getting is 180. Therefore the value of x is 180. Hence we can say it can go 180 kilometers in 30 liters of petrol. So this is same as the answer we were getting from unitary method. So it means we can use either method, whichever we are comfortable with.